Welcome back. You're watching Newscentre. In just 5 years since inception, the International Financial Services Centre Authority has crossed major milestones. According to reports, it has surpassed 1,000 registrations, achieved over $100 billion in banking assets. At GIFT City, the financial hub has also been attracting foreign companies and is exploring direct listings on its international exchanges. Launching the foreign currency settlement system at IFSC in GIFT City earlier last month, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had said that IFSC must be made more competitive and cost-effective to attract high net worth investments to India. Joining us now to take this forward and to give us a view of the kind of role that the GIFT IFSC is likely to play in attracting foreign capital to India is K Rajaraman, Chairman at the International Financial Services Centre Authority. Mr. Rajaraman, thank you very much for being with us on the program. My first question to you, with this milestone that IFSC has achieved, what is the growth that you're expecting here on?
The IFSCA story starts with the India growth story. So the premise of the International Financial Services Center is to support, aid, assist, and facilitate India's growth story. And therefore, we are very excited because the Indian economy is in a very important and a pole position. And despite the uncertainties of the global economies, the Indian economy has shown to be substantial resilience. And the growth for the current year also looks very optimistic. And going forward with the announcement of a number of national projects, we expect that the growth in the Indian economy to be very, very significant in a number of sectors, which include things like infrastructure, renewable energy, and manufacturing, and so on and so forth. So we in the IFSC would play a very important role in raising capital for this journey, I mean, be it debt or equity or other kinds of financial services or related services. The IFSCA would play a very important role in enabling foreign investors to come into India in a big way.
Right. Could you give us a sense of the next major priority area for you and the kind of reforms that would be needed for the same? The finance minister recently said that the government wants IFSC, the GIFT IFSC, to become a gateway for global capital.
So just to expand on the statement that just made, the IFSCA focus has been on how we will be able to support Indian corporate sector, SMEs, and the other kinds of businesses to access debt or equity at a very cost-efficient rate. So the short point is that the International Financial Services Centers Authority has enabled bringing the global corporate finance marketplace to the doorstep, I think. So traditionally, companies would go to foreign destinations to raise a line of credit or to issue a bond or to access some kind of a financial service, including derivatives or of all kinds. Then today, I think the entities actually come to GIFT City to access all of that. There are 35 banks here whose assets under management have crossed $100 billion. The total lending from the IFSCA banks has exceeded nearly about $71 billion, and out of which about $51 billion has gone into India. The rest, $20 billion, has been lent to various countries across the world, I think foreign subsidiaries of Indian companies and so on and so forth. The bond market here is also very active. I think there is the total bonds that have been issued out of GIFT City have crossed about $65 billion, out of which about $15 billion are green, social, sustainable bonds. Similarly, if you look at the equity space, and I think the fund industry here in GIFT City is also very active. There are about more than about 190 plus fund managers who have registered about 310 alternate investment funds, which generate a lot of equity for the Indian marketplace. So as the Honorable Finance Minister observed, this journey of enabling Indian companies to raise debt or equity at the most attractive price at the doorstep has begun in a very, very big way. Now, as the Indian economy expands, we expect that the GIFT City platform to provide more and more of such capital of different types to the Indian financial and the business ecosystem. If you look at the GIFT City as a platform, it is not only inward but is also outward. I think we believe that there is a great opportunity for us to connect with the diaspora who live across the world. there are more than 15.8 million non-resident Indians and 19.3 million persons of Indian origin who are very heavily invested personally into India. So the GIFT City actually provides a very attractive platform for them to actually to maintain a lot of their investments in foreign exchange terms, either as dollars or euros or whatever. So while they remit directly money into India in the form of which gets converted to rupee, there is a significant portion of their assets which are maintained in global marketplace in foreign exchange terms. So GIFT City now provides that opportunity now. More than about 12,000 Indians have non-resident Indians today have deposits in GIFT City extending to several billions of dollars. This is just the beginning. I mean, we have just touched the tip of the iceberg. So one of the issues that we are intent in cracking this year is to ensure a complete digital online onboarding of individuals from across the world. So starting with NRIs, last week we released a framework for onboarding through digital KYC non-resident Indians who live across the world from very key jurisdictions. So this will enable them to start deposit accounts, investment accounts with fund managers and so on and so forth, and invest sums of money which they actually deploy in global marketplaces. Similarly, I think let me also say that a number of Indians are also investing in global securities market. So instead of investing directly from India into other countries, we believe that GIFT City is a great platform where regulated fund managers and brokers would enable resident Indians to invest in the global securities market. And a number of products and services have been launched out of GIFT City under our global access program as well. So in short, I would like to say that GIFT City is now emerged as both an inward and an outward capital markets platform for investors of all kinds.
All right. I'd also like to ask you, in August 2025, we saw the first IPO at GIFT City. What is the level of interest for IPOs at IFSC, and what's the road ahead for that?
So, the Indian domestic Indian IPO market is really very, very strong, and we believe that will grow from strength to strength. So the GIFT City IPO market has been set up or created just to provide a value add or an add-on to the Indian corporate businesses. So there are a number of Indian businesses which have an outward-looking theme. Like for instance, many of them have projects across the world. They have, or there may be companies who have a global ambition. So the GIFT City ecosystem enables such companies to raise equity in the form of foreign exchange, in the form of dollars or euros, which they can invest into global ambitions of such companies. So this is just an option. So therefore, it is not meant for every Indian company. A company which is doing a purely domestic business will have no value in this ecosystem. But if there's a company which is connected with a global ecosystem, it's like an export-led company or a company with a number of projects abroad, we see a lot of value for them to come and set up, issue an initial public offering or a follow-on offering through GIFT City. So at this point of time, we have enabled regulations for unlisted Indian companies to list themselves here, and the exchange here is actually evaluating a few applications, and we expect that the issuances to happen over the course of this year and early next year as well.
So how many applications are under process, would you say?
So at this point of time, there is one company with a couple of other companies also being evaluated by the exchange. One company is in a very advanced stage, and we expect that the other few companies also to be probably evaluated by the exchange before they are cleared.
In terms of scaling up operations at IFSC Bullion Exchange, is there any target that you've set out?
So India is a very large buyer of bullion. So our thinking has been that that an exchange-traded process of trading is actually much more efficient, transparent, and a better way to actually do bullion business than probably OTC. Though of course both forms of trade need to coexist, but our idea is to actually support, facilitate, and encourage the exchange-based trading of bullion. So with this, we have created the International Bullion Exchange, and over the last year or so, the trading on the Indian Bullion Exchange has actually expanded significantly. And we believe that this during the current year, in which I think we expect the Bullion Exchange to play an important role in enabling import of gold under the Advanced Authorization Program as well as the business which the nominated banks do would come into GIFT City in a significant way.
Would there be any recommendation that has gone from you in terms of making it easier to invest, making it more attractive to invest, something which possibly is that we could see in the union budget or in the months to come?
So, let me say that one of the things as a regulator which we are working on is to ensure a higher ease of doing business. So, fortunately, the regulation making which started in 2020 provided us the opportunity to benchmark our regulations with the best in the world. So from that perspective, our regulations are more aligned to what obtains in international jurisdictions like Singapore, Dubai, London, and Hong Kong, etc. But this process is a constant activity because the goalposts are also shifting with more innovations happening in the international marketplace. So we are constantly, every couple of years, reviewing our regulations and seeing how we can provide regulations which are completely aligned with the latest best practices in the rest of the world. So this is one of our biggest focus activities, that is improving the ease of doing business. So from in that, one of the important elements would be fully digital online onboarding of customers. I just mentioned that this week that we have rolled out a video KYC based assisted onboarding of NRIs. Our goal is that maybe in the next few months also to enable face authentication of non-resident Indians to onboard themselves, which will actually make the process entirely simpler and faster as well. But in the next several months, maybe the next 6 months, under the actions of the Finance Ministry and the Minister for Finance, we are also working on how to provide a digital KYC system for foreigners as well. So this would be a piece of heavy lifting because of the nature of the validation of international KYC documents. So we are working on it, and we expect that maybe by next year, we would be able to provide a system which matches the best of the processes in the rest of the world. Along with KYC, one of the other focus areas has been to make ease of payments. So we have requested all the GIFT City banks to provide high quality user interfaces for GIFT City clients in the form of mobile apps and so on and so forth. In addition to that, we have also enabled a regulation called the Payment Services Providers Regulation. More than 6 entities have actually enrolled themselves, enabling individuals who live across the rest of the world to actually make payments effortlessly through a mobile app. So we expect that all these measures will enable the attractiveness of the GIFT City as an international financial center to scale up in the near future.
Okay, I would also like to ask you about the progress in terms of encouraging more retail payments, cross-border payments through GIFT IFSC. What's been the quantum of payments so far that has been handled?
No, so it is early days. So at this point of time, about 6 payment companies have been authorized, and only 2 of them are operational at this point of time. They are in the process of rolling out the connections with the other financial sector entities here, which include banks, funds, insurance companies, etc. So we expect that the results to actually start coming out by next year, when all these entities would be fully operational. So as I already mentioned, the journey does not stop with just the payment services companies. We also have very recently launched a foreign currency clearing and settlement system, which is being run by the Clearing Corporation of India Limited, IFSCA. So this provides high efficiency in the movement of money in the GIFT ecosystem. So now the FCCS serves the banks in GIFT City to ensure that the real-time settlements between the banks happens at speeds no more than 3 seconds. So this ensures that there's high efficiency in the financial ecosystem here. We expect that this clearing and settlement system to also start cross-border services maybe sometime next year, enabling same kind of speed of transfer of money on a real-time basis to happen by next year as well.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Newscentre. More news and updates continue right here.